Okay, so this is an analysis of Bitcoin. I've already sort of done the chart. This is the kind of pattern that we're in at the moment, and we've done it before. At this peak, pull back, slightly low peak, into a bit of a wave, come back down, test it. It's once we've touched the 50-day moving average, we've gone, we broke above this line, failed first time, retested, and then boom, off to the races. It's kind of the sort of thing that we're thinking again. Bitcoin's come down, it's tested this line of support. It's come back up. Now we're probably going to be looking at a gentle move back down to touch this 50-day moving average. I imagine the moving average is going to get up to probably this sort of level here and start leveling out somewhere around 9th of March. So I think within the next couple of days, I think we'll see Bitcoin come down, test the bottom of this, and the key level is going to be to hold the 50-day moving average. If you're bullish and you're wanting the trend to continue, then obviously you're going to be assuming that we're going to get probably the same again. Pull, move up, maybe up to around here, 52,000, pull back, retest and a go. And then we can start thinking about the next leg, which will probably go up to, I don't know, 76,000. If you are bullish. The other option is this is, it's going to be quite a critical junction really. I think we're going to get this attempt up higher regardless, but if the attempt fails and doesn't hold, comes back down, then that could certainly signal a lot. We're getting to a point now where it's definitely worth considering. Just look at that. Yeah, if you think Bitcoin's just going to go to the moon and never come back again, then to be honest with you, you're a complete idiot. So you could just stop watching this video. The realities are that it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. It's pretty much, it's got no uses other than it's a greater fool theory. So it's worth whatever anyone's willing to pay for it. And when it starts getting banned, you can't go to the shop and buy things with it. You can buy drugs and like armed hitmen off the dark web, but for the general person, it's not got any use, and the majority of the public aren't really interested in it. It's getting banned in a lot of countries, so it is pretty much, not saying that it's not got a purpose. Crypto, the technology behind it is brilliant. I love the technology behind it. The concept, the idea, brilliant. Doesn't mean I think it's going to work, because I really don't. I think the reality is that you need to we're just speculating at this price. A bit lower. Even 9,000, for a technology that anybody can recreate at any point, and it's probably going to get banned anyway. So we need to start thinking about what the factors are. Obviously the Bitcoin fans will buy Bitcoin at any price if they have the money to do so. So you can pretty much assume that the trend's going to go. There needs to be some sort of a catalyst really, which is likely to be any of the hedge funds that are involved with the big money selling. What could trigger that? Well, let's have a look. The dollar. Okay, so the US dollar is Bitcoin's priced in US dollars, at least on this chart anyway. So we've seen a clear move up above this trend. We've actually just broke above the peak from the 4th of February, and this is the first indication now that the dollar is going to start making a move up. A retest of this line and a move up will be strong, but at the moment, it could just go. And once the dollar goes, it's just going to bring a wrecking ball to everything. We also got gold as well. Gold's selling off too. So that again is a pretty good indication that things are at least getting difficult, and we're perhaps not seeing the inflation that we thought we were seeing. So if that goes, it's likely to bring Bitcoin down with it. And the other one to look at is Tesla. I think Tesla and Bitcoin are likely to be quite highly correlated, particularly because a lot of the Bitcoin fanatics are Tesla fanatics, and Elon Musk is constantly buying the stuff. So it's reasonable to suspect that whatever happens in Tesla that'll be the first to go, and then everything will start moving down afterwards, and we might see this bubble ending. And there's a two-way scenario as well, as it could just sell off gently, over a period of a few months, and before you know it, it's over with and nobody even saw it. It doesn't have to come as a wrecking ball where everything just crashes down at once. That wrecking ball comes from a liquidity crisis usually, or just the floodgates of something happening, which is generally a result of central bank policy or treasury or whatever making some sort of monumental fuck up. So as long as they don't do that, then you're just going to see a more of a steady kind of deleveraging. But again, if you look on Tesla, Tesla's come back down. It's the first time since March 20, yeah, since the lows of March 2020, we touched the 200, back up to the 100, sort of held the 100 and back over. Since then, we've tested we've never actually gone past the 100-day moving average. We came so close, just under the 50-day here. Now we're back under. Ignore this little wick. I don't know what that's all about. So I don't know. Tesla's not looking brilliant. It might even go down to the 200-day moving average at this point, which is down here. I would start looking seriously at this entire bubble bursting if Tesla does get down to this 200. If Tesla goes down to around 450 or certainly under 500, I strongly suspect it's game over. And as we see everything else start to decline, I mean, look at that on the S&P. I've drawn 3 different trend lines in to try and work out which is still valid. And then once you start seeing all these things go, that's when you start seeing the liquidation, and that's when Bitcoin's going to go. So we need something like this. If something like this happens and we get this mass sell-off and bonds, the yields start to probably change direction and flood down lower, which they could do in the next couple of weeks. That's when your Bitcoin's going to go down.